it going? Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of mine. Today I will be sharing how I hide my regression as someone who still lives at home and uses age regression as a coping mechanism for me. This isn't going to be like a tutorial on how to hide or like how to use age regression discreetly, because I don't know everything. I only know what I know works for me. So these are just tips that worked for me, and maybe I'll sprinkle in some tips that I don't use, but most of these are just tips that I use for myself. First of all, I would like to say that I'm so sorry that you are in a position where you have to hide this completely innocent and healthy coping mechanism, because I'm in the same situation and it really sucks that we live in a society where we have to hide this. It's not hurting anyone, it doesn't hurt you, presumably. If you're using it in a healthy way, it shouldn't hurt you, and it honestly, like, it's more beneficial than it is harmful. So I don't know why, like, we're like forced to like have to hide this because we're afraid that people will misunderstand it or won't accept it. It really sucks. So for the first thing that I use to hide my regression is kidcore. Aesthetics drive today's society and economy, and basically kind of like everything online. You can't like click anywhere without like something being turned into an aesthetic. And kidcore is an aesthetic that I personally think is heavily associated with inner child healing. Whether people like who use kidcore regress or not, it is very inner child healing coded.
Okay, hi, Editing Moon here. Sorry about my voice, I'm still sick. I realized that I didn't make my point that clear. What I was trying to say is that if you are trying to hide like the fact that you dress like a kid, basically you can just say that you like kidcore, like you like that kind of aesthetic, and hopefully people will get off your back, because kidcore is a lot more accepted than age regression is, unfortunately. Anyway,
going along with kidcore, here are some kidcore friendly things that I use to replace traditional age-re gear. I don't really like the word gear, but I don't really have another word to use for it. But stuff that people use that help with regression. The first thing is for bottles and sippies. I have a few here, like this one. For bottles and sippies, I would recommend you get cute water bottles instead, or cute cups. I have this and this. They're very kiddish, but they're also like normal. They're not like bottles or sippies or whatever. And I also have this really cute Hello Kitty one that I got at a fair. So instead of like using a full-on sippy, you can use really cute bottles that are very like kid-friendly, but also don't scream baby, And if those are too much for you, then I would recommend just getting a regular tumbler that has a cute design on it, or getting just a blank tumbler or water bottle and decorating it with stickers, because everybody does it. Everyone who has a Stanley has stickers on it, and nobody like bats an eye or calls it babyish or whatever. So you can just get a tumbler with a cute design, or get one and then decorate it with all your favorite stickers. I think that will make it a little bit more baby without like screaming baby. I would also recommend water bottles that come with like a squishy straw that might emulate like a baby bottle. Sorry. There are people in my house and I don't want to say some things just like outright. So if I whisper things, that means I don't want people to hear them, okay? Okay, we're on the same note. I hope you can hear that. I'll just put subtitles if not. Okay. So, to emulate a baby bottle, you can use like water bottles that come with squishy straws, or you can use those Sunny D bottles. Obviously don't drink Sunny D every single day because that's not good for you, but you can drink you can reuse the bottle because it does have that, like, the nozzle, is that what they call it, part kind of looks like a baby bottle, so it's easy to like emulate that feeling. I've used it for that before because I was drinking one a few days ago and I was like, oh wow, this actually really does feel like a baby bottle. So this is so silly, I can't. For passies, I would recommend, I keep them in a box, in this box. It's a lockable box that I got from Marshall? No, it wasn't from Marshall's. Where did I get this from? Anyway, you can find them everywhere. I got it from a store and it has a lock. I'm sure you can find some on Amazon as well. But this is where I keep my passies. I have them in here. There isn't a lot, so but there is enough. I don't use them that much anyway, so I don't really see the point in having a lot if I don't use them all that much. They help with like baby regression, but I don't regress to a baby state that often, so I don't really use them that much. Yeah, but having a lockable box like this really gives me peace of mind, knowing that if someone were to come inside and like snoop around, they wouldn't be able to find anything because it's locked away and it's cute. For my bottles, I don't lock them away because I personally don't really care if people see them, because they're just, to me, they're just water bottles and my family just doesn't care all that much. It's just, but that could be different for you and your situation, so this is why this isn't a tutorial. This is just what works for me, and bottles just happen to work for me, and I know that they don't work for everyone because they're not very discreet, if I'm being honest, but somehow I get away with it. And then if people ask, I just say that they're for pretending to play because I have a baby doll. I just tell them that, oh yeah, I'm just like pretending to play with my doll and I like having the bottle. It makes it like more realistic when I pretend to play with like a real water bottle, or, a real baby bottle or whatever. So that usually works. Number 3, I think, is clothes. Clothes kind of go along with kidcore as well. Like having like really cute water bottles, you can also have really cute clothes, and clothes are really easy to get away with. Well, if you're like femme passing, I feel like if you're not femme passing or like femme presenting, it might be a little harder to wear like really cute kiddish clothes because unfortunately people are weird. Like they don't care. Like if you're like male presenting and you wear cute things, people like throw a fit about it. Like, why do you care? A male presenting person is wearing cute overalls with like a Winnie the Pooh shirt underneath. Like, why does that bother you so much? Like, mind your own business. But unfortunately, people do care, and if you are the type of person who does care about other people's opinions, it might make you uncomfortable to wear those type of stuff. So I understand, but for me, it does work for me. I dress like an overgrown toddler like half of the time. The clothes that I own, I mostly get from the kids section at my stores. Most of the stuff that I own is just very kiddish anyway, and nobody bats an eye. I will say it took a really long time for me to get to this point where I can wear whatever I want and not care. And if you are in that position where you do care and you are like female presenting, I guess, or like passing, and you do care, I would like to let you know that literally nobody cares. And kawaii fashion and like Q-core and kidcore, all that stuff is in right now, and everybody is dressing up like an overgrown toddler, like I said. So like nobody's gonna care if you dress up like in cute clothes, like if you dress up in like pastels. And from personal experience, I go around dressed like this. The only comments I get, if any, are people complimenting me. I've had people like when I was going to get my meds, like just tap on my shoulder and be like, hey, I really like your outfit. And I was just wearing like pastel pink head to toe. And they're just like, they just tapped my shoulder and they told me that they like my outfit. And that was it. and it wasn't that big of a deal, and we went on about our days. You know why? Because it doesn't hurt anyone. It doesn't hurt anyone. It makes you happy. That's all that matters. Also, when it comes to like hiding little gear and stuff, I would also recommend, like, you know, putting things like under your bed. I do that a lot with some of my stuff. I put them under my bed, put them in my closet, or I put like smaller things in here, in like these type of toys that, I mean, these type of like stuffed animals that come with like pockets. You can just shove a passy in here and close it, and it's just a normal plushie again. I use Kuromi to hide a lot of my things. She knows. So you can use one of these. Most obvious thing that I use for my regression, that I honestly don't even have to hide, are my stuffed animals. I don't hide them at all. I carry them out in public. I take them to therapy. I don't really care. I have them all over my room. And I don't care, again, if you're like femme passing or femme presenting, it's a lot easier to get away with having stuffed animals as an adult, but I feel like not a lot of people care. I've seen like some guys with stuffed animals, and I guess I'm different because I don't really care, and other people might not be the same, but I would assume that not a lot of people care. I really hope. I really hope nobody is calling like stuffed animals baby, because like everybody could benefit from having something really squishy and comfortable. If you do need to hide them, you can use that method of putting them in a suitcase and putting out of season clothes on top of it, just to keep people from finding it easily. Girl, what are you doing? Sorry, the cat is behind the camera and she keeps chewing on a cord. Stop doing that, you're gonna hurt yourself. Thank you. Ah, it's so nice when she actually listens to me. Okay, sorry about the lighting. The sun just set. I was waiting. The washing machine was getting a little bit too loud, so I stopped recording. Now it's off and the sun is gone, or it's like setting, so the lighting is a little different. Not that it was good to begin with. I'm gonna stop rambling. Anyway, that's basically how I hide my regression. Everyone in my family kind of just leaves me alone. I don't really have a lot of issue with people going into my things or people asking me weird questions. I kind of just exist, and then they exist, and then we exist, and nobody, fortunately for me, nobody is like prying. But of course, like I said, you might be in a different situation, and I unfortunately don't have any advice on how to handle when people get a little bit too nosy. As long as you keep it to yourself, as long as you yourself know that what you're doing is completely valid and innocent and pure, and it doesn't hurt anyone, you're not using it to hurt anyone, it's not hurting you. As long as you know that, then you can either explain it to someone, and if they don't understand, that's okay. They don't have to. You don't have to like surround yourself with people who don't care. And if you can't cut them out right away because, you know, they're your family, you can just keep them at a distance. That's okay too. That is everything that I have for this video. Sorry, it was a little rambly. I talk a lot, and also extremely disorganized. I'm not very organized. I will see you in the next one, and thank you for over 100 people now. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.